The central premise of the book is that companies can achieve long-term success by creating blue oceans of uncontested market space, rather than competing in overcrowded and highly competitive red oceans. The authors argue that most companies focus too much on competing in existing markets, which leads to a red ocean of fierce competition and limited profit margins. They provide case studies of companies that have successfully created new markets and offer a framework for businesses to follow. This involves challenging industry assumptions, focusing on the big picture, targeting non-customers, and getting the strategic sequence right. The book is a guidebook for businesses looking to break out of the competitive rat race and create new opportunities. Part 1, Blue Ocean Strategy. Chapter 1, Blue Ocean Strategy. The first chapter of Blue Ocean Strategy is about reconceptualizing the market boundaries. The authors argue that companies should challenge the traditional assumptions of their industry and explore new markets and untapped opportunities. One example of a company that successfully reconstructed market boundaries is Peloton. Peloton created a new market space by combining elements of fitness equipment and live-streamed fitness classes, which had not been done before. They designed a high-end stationary bike with a touchscreen display that allows users to stream live and on-demand classes from top instructors. This combination of technology, fitness equipment, and community created a new market space that was previously uncontested. By creating this new market space, Peloton was able to attract a new customer base of fitness enthusiasts who were willing to pay a premium price for a unique and convenient fitness experience. Peloton's success has inspired other companies to enter the space, but their early entry and focus on creating a new market space has allowed them to stay ahead of the competition. Chapter 2, Analytical Tools and Frameworks. This chapter presents analytical tools and frameworks that can help businesses identify blue ocean opportunities. These tools include the Strategy Canvas, which helps to compare a company's offering with its competitors, and the 4 Actions Framework, which helps to identify areas where a company can reduce costs and add value. Example, Southwest Airlines focused on providing a low-cost, convenient, and friendly flying experience for travelers, rather than competing with other airlines based on factors such as in-flight amenities or seat comfort. By focusing on the big picture of what customers really wanted, Southwest was able to differentiate itself and become a leader in the low-cost airline market. Part 2, Formulating Blue Ocean Strategy. Chapter 3, Reconstruct Market Boundaries. This chapter explains how businesses can create new market space by identifying and reconstructing market boundaries. This involves looking beyond the current industry definition and exploring new customer groups, alternative product or service offerings, and new channels of distribution. Example, Yellowtail Wine from Australia targeted non-wine drinkers by creating a product that was approachable and easy to understand. They simplified wine terminology and labeling, and even made the bottles bright and eye-catching. By reaching beyond existing demand and targeting non-wine drinkers, Yellowtail was able to create a new market space and become the top imported wine brand in the United States. Chapter 4, Focus on the Big Picture, not the numbers. This chapter emphasizes the importance of focusing on the big picture rather than just the numbers. The authors argue that businesses should not be overly concerned with traditional performance metrics, such as market share and profit margins, but rather with creating and capturing new demand. An example of a company that has done this successfully is Uber. When Uber launched, they first created value for customers by addressing the pain point of hailing a taxi, which was often a frustrating and time-consuming process. Uber's app made it easy for customers to book a ride, track their driver's location, and pay for their ride seamlessly. By providing this value for customers, Uber quickly gained popularity and disrupted the traditional taxi industry. After creating value for customers, Uber was able to capture value for themselves by charging a commission fee for each ride taken through their platform. They also introduced surge pricing during peak demand periods, which allowed them to charge higher fares and increase their revenue. By getting the strategic sequence right and first creating value for customers before capturing value for themselves, Uber was able to create a blue ocean of uncontested market space in the ride-sharing industry. Chapter 5, Reach Beyond Existing Demand. This chapter explains how businesses can create new demand by reaching beyond existing customers. The authors argue that businesses should target non-customers who are either indifferent to existing offerings or who find them too expensive or inconvenient. One example of a company that successfully overcame organizational hurdles is IKEA. IKEA's blue ocean strategy was to offer affordable, stylish furniture that could be assembled by the customer, cutting costs on transportation and assembly. However, implementing this strategy required a significant reorganization of their supply chain and logistics. IKEA had to design furniture that could be flat-packed and shipped efficiently, and they had to develop a distribution system that could deliver the furniture to stores quickly and cost-effectively. To overcome these organizational hurdles, IKEA invested in developing their own supply chain and logistics network, with their own factories and distribution centers. They also standardized their furniture designs to make them more efficient to produce and assemble. These organizational changes allowed IKEA to implement their Blue Ocean strategy successfully, and they have become a leading global brand in the furniture industry, with over 400 stores in 52 countries. Chapter 6, Get the Strategic Sequence Right. This chapter discusses the importance of getting the strategic sequence right. The authors argue that businesses should first create and capture new demand before worrying about reducing costs and improving operations. Example, Amazon's execution of their strategy was key to their success. They started by focusing on books, and then expanded into other product categories, eventually becoming the largest online retailer in the world. They were able to execute their strategy by focusing on innovation, customer service, and operational excellence, which allowed them to continually improve and grow their business. Part 3, Executing Blue Ocean Strategy. Chapter 7, Overcome Key Organizational Hurdles. This chapter discusses the key organizational hurdles that businesses may face when implementing a Blue Ocean strategy. These include the challenge of overcoming organizational inertia, resistance to change, and cultural barriers. Amazon has built a strong feedback system by using customer reviews to improve their product offerings and user experience. They encourage customers to leave reviews after purchasing a product and use that feedback to improve their products and services. Additionally, they use data analysis to monitor customer behavior on their site and make changes to their site design and search algorithms based on that feedback. This feedback system has allowed Amazon to continually adapt to changing customer needs and preferences, which has helped them stay ahead of the competition. For example, they noticed that customers were increasingly using their mobile devices to shop, so they developed a mobile app to make shopping more convenient. They also noticed that customers were interested in free and fast shipping, so they launched Amazon Prime to offer those benefits to customers. By implementing a feedback system that is focused on improving the customer experience, Amazon has been able to continuously innovate and adapt to changes in the market, which has helped them become one of the most successful companies in the world. Chapter 8, Build Execution into Strategy. This chapter emphasizes the importance of building execution into strategy. The authors argue that businesses should focus on creating executable strategies that are easy to understand and implement. Chapter 9, Align Value, Profit, and People Propositions. This chapter explains how businesses can align their value proposition, profit proposition, and people proposition. The authors argue that businesses should create a value proposition that is compelling to customers, a profit proposition that is attractive to investors, and a people proposition that motivates and aligns employees. Patagonia is a clothing company that is committed to using sustainable materials and reducing its environmental impact. They have implemented a number of initiatives, such as using organic cotton, recycled materials, and renewable energy sources in their production processes. They also offer a repair program that allows customers to extend the life of their clothing, reducing waste and promoting sustainability. By integrating sustainability into their business model, Patagonia has built a loyal customer base that values sustainability and environmental responsibility. This has helped them differentiate themselves from competitors and create a blue ocean of uncontested market space. Additionally, their commitment to sustainability has helped them attract and retain talented employees who are passionate about environmental issues. Overall, Patagonia's success demonstrates that sustainability and environmental responsibility can be an important factor in creating a blue ocean strategy, as it can help companies differentiate themselves and attract a passionate customer and employee base. Chapter 10, Renew Blue Oceans. This chapter discusses how businesses can renew their blue ocean strategies over time. The authors argue that businesses should continually improve and renew their strategies to stay ahead of the competition. Conclusion. Chapter 11. Sustainability and renewal through the content's improvement and renewal process. This chapter emphasizes the importance of continuous improvement and renewal in sustaining a blue ocean strategy. The authors argue that businesses should focus on creating a culture of continuous improvement and renewal to maintain their competitive advantage. Chapter 12, Building a Blue Ocean Strategy. This chapter provides a step-by-step guide to building a blue ocean strategy. The authors provide practical advice on how to identify new market opportunities, create compelling value propositions, and execute the strategy effectively. Chapter 13, Epilogue. The journey continues. This chapter concludes the book by emphasizing that the journey to creating and sustaining a blue ocean strategy is a continuous process of innovation and renewal. The authors encourage businesses to embrace this process and to stay open to new opportunities and possibilities.